Oh, well, guys, doing a little bit of a spontaneous video here. I didn't plan on making one, and it's pretty late on a Saturday night. But a lot of times we catch ourselves thinking about something in the things in the past, and or we end up like worrying about the future. And sometimes when you go out and just have a good day, you know, you need to talk about it. Appreciate it, smell the flowers of right now, and that's kind of what happened today. Yeah. It just had a great day. Nothing. We got no problems getting on here and sometimes complaining about what's going on and getting off our chest. Nothing wrong with that and stuff. But sometimes you just need to talk about when you had a positive day. Um, about 2 days ago, I had a some friends of mine here. They're married. Asked if I wanted to go out. It's today. I was like, yeah, sure, sure. And they came by and they picked me up, and the sun was shining today, and we've had weird weather down here. We had a sleet storm, ice storm. I didn't work yesterday, and all of a sudden it was just a fantastic sun shining day. And I got up on time, and no stress, no pressure, anything like that. And I was on the phone with somebody. I walked out on my deck, and they were there already there parked, and went out. And we went. First place we went was a place called Sparta because they had a book sale that my buddy's wife knew about. So we went down there to this used bookstore and found some stuff. I'm going to show it to you. And we just laughed and joked all the way. The kind of thing where the humor is kind of built up from knowing people. And it's probably funny to you guys. Just to you guys, and it's just hilarious. And the bookstore was great. I found some stuff that it was just a cookie cutter day for me, is what it felt like. Stuff that I'm into and stuff. And it made me start thinking about the YouTube community and stuff. How like you can get on here and there's just things that you like that are just kind of normal to you, but you try to talk to other people and you got to explain the whole thing to them. Like trying to explain Blade Runner, the movie Blade Runner. Everybody kind of knows Blade Runner, but you try to talk to him, explain it to him and stuff, and it just kind of it sounds crazy when you talk about it. Anyway, so then we went right next door to this coffee shop and got a nice coffee. Now that does not sound like a big deal, you know what I'm saying? But it was just nice to find something, because I live out in the middle of nowhere where I'm starting to appreciate the other things from other places where I lived. And the people were nice in there. There's a few people talking to us, telling us a quick way to get to Mount Airy, North Carolina, where we're going to, and just friendly, and it was just real nice. And I got a nice coffee, and my friend's wife bought it for me. I was standing in line with my money, and she just handed it to me. I didn't know she paid for it. And here's what's cool about an iced coffee, for if you guys haven't had it. Of course, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a mixture of coffee, and it's got ice, and it starts out cold. And I kind of sip on my coffee. I don't drink it all down. I mean, a cup of coffee can last me an hour and stuff. Iced coffee a little bit longer because we got it to go. When you get most drinks like a Coke or something like that, it gets watered down by the ice. If it starts getting warm, starts getting flat. What's cool about an iced coffee is you can take your time with it, because even if you keep it long enough and sip on it stuff to where it starts warming, it's coffee. It's still good. It's supposed to be, traditionally warm anyway. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Not anything that's going to blow you away, but if you were there and you were just having this nice day and the good weather and the good company, and you're finding things real cheap that you kind of look for, and you got people. I don't know. It was good. So we drive down to Mount Airy, North Carolina, because I'm showing my buddy where a comic book shop is down there. And we went, we got in there and stuff. We got to the comic book shop, and it was just great. Found some cool stuff. Everybody just got along. Went out, and they wanted to go eat Thai food. So even while we're eating Thai, we were going to go eat Thai food and stuff. Turns out the place, it was weird. That's the one thing that was kind of weird today. They were closed for lunch on a Saturday. A restaurant was closed for lunch. It was even funny. So I said, let's go to a restaurant called the Cookout. And I don't know if anybody knows what a cookout is. I don't know how long they've been around, but they have like taco hot dogs that are just wonderful. Just weird things like that. And you get, get your special milkshakes where you pick out all the flavors you want to, and they'll mix it up. And it's relatively cheap, and all the food tastes like it was grilled, like outside. So we ended up ordering there, and just had a great cheeseburger, with onion rings and some hash browns and a Coke float, and we're eating outside, and it's pretty outside, and the weather's pretty, and there's nothing really going on that's like distracting. No rude people for a change, no anything like that. It was just a good day, and y'all listen to me ramble on that and stuff. So ended up riding around, coming back, hanging out a little bit, just chilling out, and ended up going to seeing the Evil Dead movie with my buddy. His wife stayed home. Even stopped and had a little beer taste in there, you know, and drank, had a little beer and stuff, sitting on the back porch of my buddy's place, and we were smoking cigarette and talking and stuff. I'm not going to get out how good of a day this was, man, but it was just a really good day. And after all the bad weather we've had, and me being sick for going on 3 weeks, and the stuff still not shaking out, you just need to stop and realize it was a good day, So here's the stuff I got. It was pretty cheap at the bookstore. First of all, last week I bought some stuff at Goodwill and forgot to show it. But for $1, I got the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour on VHS. The box is pretty much mint. It's just got like a spot on the side there sticking out, and that's it, which is really cool. And I found one of my favorite movies, and the case is mint too. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, Rear Window, with old Jimmy Stewart, Gene Kelly. Just a great movie, love that movie. Been copied many times. Alright, so today I go in there, and this is what I'm talking about. We're going to this bookstore, and they're a non-profit bookstore, and they got their little sections and stuff, and there's like tons of people in there. And I started looking around, and I found the oddest stuff that was like just for me, you know what I'm saying? I kind of collect records and 45s. I don't have a huge collection, but like, I get the stuff I like. I got like, almost all of the Blondie records and some Psychedelic Furs and Iron Maiden's first album before they got Bruce Dickinson, it's kind of stuff like that. And then I found this, man. It just blew my mind. I could not believe I found this, and it's in excellent shape too, man. It's the, I don't know if you can see that. It's Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, and it's got a live version of It's So Easy. Mint condition, just like no scratches, no anything, no wear on this stuff. Got it for $0.25, which is very cool. Alright, then I got this. I like old Tarzan movies and stuff, and you don't find a lot of them on DVD and stuff. And I found this. This is my favorite Tarzan movie. I think it's like from 1941, 1942. Tarzan's New York Adventure. I just loved this when I was a kid. Boy gets kidnapped and forced to be like in a circus or something. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and it was on Sundays when they were watching. Maybe it was on PBS in the mornings on a Sunday morning or something, I probably haven't seen this since 1982 or 83, and, I've kept an eye out for it, So, just so glad to get that. Then, there was some books there, okay? Now, the whole thing, I got this record, these books, this VHS tape, I think it ended up being like $3.65 because everything was 50% off and it was cheap to begin with. And if you watched my videos, you'll probably catch on to, why I'm so excited. I ended up getting this for $0.25. This is a 82 edition of Michael Moorcock's The Elric Saga. It's the first 3 books. It's Elric of Melibon, Sailor on the Seas of Fate, one of my favorite books of all time, and Weird of the White Wolf. And I think that's the first 2 books. I think there's 5 books in all really you need to get. Stormbringer, and I can't remember what the 4th one is. But even the cover is excellent on this. I love the cover, man. The hardback cover of this. This was $0.25. I collect these comics. And when I read these books as a teenager and stuff, they were my stepdad's. And I think the only book I had that I was able to find was Sailor on the Seas of Fate. When when I find them, they're expensive. And they just reissued them too, and they're like $15 a piece or something, And then here I find it hardback with the collected edition of the books. That just suits me just fine. $0.25. And then this was cool, man. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. This is what I'm saying, right? And I don't think these are quite post-apocalyptic, but this is the stories at the end of the world. Bangs and Whimpers. Well, Bangs and Whimpers, okay? And it's got, this is what caught my eye. It's got stories by Isaac Asimov, Arthur C. Clarke, Philip K. Dick. I'll bring him up in a minute. And then there's a story in here from 1984 by one Mr. Neil Gaiman. which I just had to get this. Now this was I think this was $1. This was the most expensive book I got, you know. And then I about fell over when I found this, because I'm not going to go over here and get them, but I got all these books on cassette tape, man. This is a series of books by Roger Zelazny that came out from, I don't know, 75 on into the 80s. But this is the Chronicles of Amber, Volume 2. And this is several books of the Amber series. Sign of the Unicorn, The Hand of Oberon, and The Course of Chaos. 75, 76, and 78. That's when they came out. 1975, 76, 1978. I just cannot believe I found this, man. When these came out, my stepdad and his friends all read these books, and they would not trade, but they would let each other borrow the books as they got them. And then they'd have big arguments about whose books were whose books were whose. So, you know, just could not believe I got that. And then my friend's wife found this, my buddy found this and handed it right to me. I think ended up getting this for 50 cents, and I think this was a quarter, you know, for all that, 3 books there. But it's the Blade Runner books from the 90s. It's not by Philip K. Dick, but it's K.W. Jeter. And apparently he did Blade Runner 2, The Edge of Human, and I think this is maybe the 3rd book. I got to do some research, but it's Replicant Night. Okay? It's Rick Deckard's further adventures of the Blade Runner, you know. Originally it was written as, the original Blade Runner was originally a novel called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? So here's the continuing story of Deckard. So I'm real excited to find that. So that's it from there at that bookstore. Like I said, all that came to like $3.65 or something somehow. So we ended up going down to the comic book shop, and after, you know, and all this stuff, and I just found some cool books. You know, some of these I bought again, but it was just kind of cool, man. And some of these were $1 a piece. Now we also hit a flea market. I forgot to say that. On a whim, on the back road home, we stopped at a flea market. So there's some books in here I got for 50 cents. And I'll show them to you as we go along. All right, see if we can get the glare off. You know how this works. New Teen Titans number 9. I don't know if I got these. I didn't take a list. I didn't expect to find these. I got number 9 from like 1981, I think. And then I got number 18. I know I needed this one. 50, you know, got that for $1. And then I found these at a flea market. I've already got these. I just need number 9 of the whole Batman Along Halloween, but I couldn't pass up number 1 and number 2 for $1.50. Like in mint shape. Then I found Batman 673, and I think this ties into the Batman Zor. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. Zur-Ra or Zur in Ah. There it is, something like that. Anyway, it's a Grant Morrison story, and I think I needed it. It's got Batmite in it. He's hallucinating. And then I found this. I have all these in trade. It's Batman R.I.P. 676, and I got it to go along with the Death of Robin. Let me grab that real quick. I'm coming, guys. Looks like I'll be editing. Okay. Now I've got each cover. Get them in there. Death of Damien, supposed death of Batman. But Batman actually died in Final Crisis, but anyway. Oh, I found this for 50 cents. It's a Whitman number 35 of Flash Gordon. Paid for the same price for when it came out. Okay, 50 cents for this. Batman and the Hulk. And Jose Garcia Lopez should have been on the Hulk comic book for Marvel because he drew an excellent Hulk in this. Okay. Number 12, the last issue that Jack Kirby did of the Black Panther. I was really excited to get that. 50 cents. About fell down. Then I got this for $1. Okay. This is Hitman number 34 where he talks to Superman. And I'll probably review this one day. I've never been able to read it because this, for a while there, was the hardest issue of Hitman to get, because out of the whole series, this is the one that took off price-wise for a little bit. So I cannot believe you get that. And I couldn't believe I found these for $1 a piece. I got an extra #1, but this is the first, counting the #1 that I already have. When Astro City first came out in 95, 96, it was originally just 6 issues. And I found these for $1 a piece, man. This is the first, I got an extra #1, so this completes the first 6 issues again. Now I have 2 sets. Astro City #2, Astro City #3, Astro City #4, #5, and #6. Okay, Astro City is about to start up again in June, so under the Vertigo print at DC. And I've followed Astro City since it came out. I remember seeing the ads in some image books and stuff for that announcing it was coming out, and it's just a great series. So it's good to see that it's still kicking. All right, guys. Yeah, I got some, like I said, in my last video, I talked about some projects that were coming up and some videos I was going to do, but I just feel like shooting this. So thanks for hanging in there, and I apologize for leaving the camera for a minute. So, all right. Y'all try to have a good day, and if you do, put it out there. Let's get some positivity out there. All right. Remember, like I've been saying all week, don't play leapfrog with a unicorn.